Black people start a functioning black community, like we would leave you to it.
I swear it's like you guys are allergic to books. Seneca Village in New York, 1857, they displaced an entire community, but we'll go. 9 years later, you have the New Orleans massacre, roughly 200 people massacred. That's why they're calling it that, in case you get confused. People couldn't help themselves, so 7 years later, they run it back in Colfax, Louisiana, for an additional 150 lives. We couldn't even get to the 1900s without an additional one and a coup, so that is the Wilmington coup and massacre, cost you an additional 60 lives. Bringing it into the 1900s, we have the Atlanta race massacre, costing an additional 25 lives. Right before, I believe, 4 years prior to the 1910 Slocum massacre, that was anywhere between 7 and 100 lives lost, but there was suppression on the record. Ooh, wonder why. Can't make sure we give out the correct information on the evil we done did. 1917, we have an additional massacre called the East St. Louis Massacre that cost about 200 lives, which was only 2 years before the Elaine Massacre in Arkansas. That was an additional, I believe it was 150 lives. Looked it up, it ranged between 137 and 250. That was my mistake. 1920 of the Ocoee Massacre, it's an additional 50 lives lost for whatever cause you're fighting to defend here. 1923, we have the Rosewood Massacre. You want to talk about the flooding of Cahuenga in 1926? We can do Oscarville, aka Lake Lanier, 1956. Another time we flooded an entire community that still had humans in it. And in 1985, look what the government did to Philadelphia. Type in Philadelphia Move, B-O-M. Oh, okay. I say all that to say that these people don't live in the same reality as us. We are now at the point where we are trying to convey, convince, conversate with people who don't live in the same reality.